Welcome to Gemini season 2022. If you're watching this video, or if you're watching this video during the remaining minutes of Taurus season 2022. So for the next 30 days, the sun is going to be in the sign of Gemini. And Gemini season is a wonderful time to think more, to communicate more, to explore new knowledge, new information. And it's also a wonderful time to look at a variety of things as opposed to just one thing. Opening up multiple doors to things. And Gemini season is also wonderful for looking around the community and going to the restaurants and the shops and all of those places within that community, communicating with others, sharing information with others, having parties, having gatherings, and learning from others, connection, where you're going to be probably thinking more. Things are going to become faster. They're going to become more hyper, more sort of just, the energy is really going to increase, and it's going to be very lighter, because Gemini is a very light sign, and it's also a very childlike sign as well. So embracing the child who is innocent and wants to ask so many questions and gain so many answers, and go over here because this looks good, go over there because that looks good. All of those types of things. Now, on the downside, we can get so scatterbrained and we're going from over here to over there that we're not focusing the attention on something. Now, the other thing, too, is to tell the truth. To tell the truth and to not lie and fib. Because Gemini is symbolized by the twins. And twins can play tricks. And twins can have a dual nature. Let's go over here. Let's go over there. No, let's go over there. No, let's go over there. This way's better. No, this way's better. That way. No, this way. This way. That way. So that's the square energy. There's like one's fighting against the other. It's not the most harmonious of aspects and energies, but at best we can connect the two sides together and come together as opposed to fighting. And in that square energy, especially the stubborn fixed squares, when it comes to the fixed signs, especially Taurus, especially the signs Taurus and Leo, very fixed, very stubborn. And I can talk more and more about that square, but we've had that square at the beginning of May, beginning of May, that first Saturday of May on the 7th, May 7th, 2022. But now we're changing modes from fixed to mutable. So that is just some basic information on Gemini season. Now, Mercury, the planet of thinking, the planet of how we take in the information around us, process the information. This doesn't only have to be in a school setting. This can also be, going on a hike. This can be ordering off of a menu and taking in the information. And that also means and affects communication. how we talk, the style of talking, the style of speaking, in better words. So my Mercury would be in Taurus, so I would be more, because Taurus is an earth sign, very practical, and also very deliberate, because Taurus is a very deliberate sign, and Mercury will be retrograding into Taurus on May 22nd, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But so Mercury retrograde is a wonderful time to reflect, get very, very clear about our thinking. We're more attuned to delays. We're more attuned to technological issues. We're more attuned to misunderstandings, miscommunications when Mercury is retrograde. Any big life decision, unless you have to make it, unless you have to buy that new piece of big equipment, that big purchase, buying that new house, signing a contract with this person, starting a new relationship, then, by all means, you live your life, you do whatever the heck that you want to do. It's not, the astrology is not disempowering, and is not dictatorial like that, because dictatorial is not empowering. But being more mindful, checking all the details, and, getting into that kind of thing. So, Mercury retrograde, the first day of Gemini season, May 21st, which is tomorrow, Mercury will be retrograde in Gemini. And Gemini is, if you were to split a ball into different parts, because it's multiple parts. We want to go over here, we want to go over there. And it's very hyper, because Gemini can be a crazy sign. And it is, like Virgo, but it is an air sign. And, really it should be the other way around, because Virgo comes after Gemini. So, looking at our mental health, any spiritual practice such as writing things down, on, journaling, meditation, getting grounded, all those things are wonderful for this time. And again, if I didn't say this before, thinking about the information that you're taking in, and how is it making you feel? Is it uplifting you? Is it inspiring you? Is it giving you peace? Or is it putting you down? Is it fear-mongering? Is it aggravating towards you? Or whatever the emotions are. Big things to consider with that. And then it'll enter Taurus, which says before you take that parachute and jump off the cliff, check to see if the parachute is all ready to go, if everything is fixed up, if everything is going to work efficiently, if everything is in order. Not to rush into decisions, to slow down the decision making, to slow down the thinking, to really absorb information, processing what the big plan of action will be as well. So, May 24th, Mars, the planet of energy and action, is moving into Aries, which is the sign that it rules. So it's coming home to that sign. We'll stay there until, I think, early July, and then it'll move into Taurus, and later on in the year, it will retrograde back for many months through Gemini. I have Mars in Gemini, so I wonder what will be occurring in my life and how I will be experiencing that. But Mars in Aries is like get up and go. Don't sit on a goal. Don't sit on something that you want to, take action upon. And Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so what are the results? You're not going through all the hard work, all the blood, sweat, and tears, all of the self-sacrificing, and all of the applying yourself into doing something to then have it be all for naught. And so Mars and Aries, also doing things to give you that get up and go, going to the gym and exercising, taking a walk, going for a run, riding on a roller coaster and feeling that adrenaline, feeling that feeling of being alive, of the rush of, adventure as well with Mars and the sign of Aries. And so we have that. And then a day before the new moon in Gemini, on May 29th, we have Mars joining Jupiter. Mars and Jupiter conjunction. Now, whenever two planets conjunct, it is in the same sign, and they are joining together. They are joining forces together. And so Mars gives the activation energy, and Jupiter grows the energy. It's like a flashlight, and it shines the light on that energy. It makes it very noticeable. Where it just, I turn on the light in the room and boom, there's the energy. So we have this placement. Now, Jupiter's just expanding all these Aries traits. And it's also, experiencing life for the first time. Anything that is indifferent, different. New quests to go on. Maybe it is a new, restaurant or menu items that you want to try. Maybe it is a new route that you are, I decide I'm going to wake up on May 26th and I'm going to try to do something different. I'm going to try to go down a route that has a little bit of a hill, because Aries is also, challenging, and it's also having to do with physical strength. So climbing up that hill and using your body, moving your body as well. Now, the downside of this is that Aries is linked to wars. So there could be more wars occurring at this time, when one side fights with another side. Oh, I want this. No, oh, I want this. This way's the right way. No, this way's the right way. I want to have that. No, you can't have that. I want to have that. All these types of things. And so, it's really all about fighting. The purpose of fighting, not for tearing somebody down, but for fighting for peace, fighting for love, and drawing that olive branch, using the upside of the energy and not the downside. There's probably going to be more pent-up anger that's going to be just spilled out like Mount Vesuvius around this time, because these are two big, loud planets and a big, loud fire sign. So, be prepared. This is also wonderful for starting new things, initiating them, and again, not sitting on them, growing new things in your field of dreams, seeing them come to fruition. And also building confidence, anything that you can do to build confidence in yourself. Now, on May 30th, there's going to be a new moon in Gemini. New moons are times which you can begin things. They're quiet times. It's sort of a quiet internal inner knowing, okay, I am peacefully and calmly beginning a new thing, feeling a new shift or a new start in my life. So a new start in my life indeed. So they are more reflective, more feminine in a way. So related to the themes of Gemini, thinking, communication, adaptability, versatility, and also sharing with others, sharing information, but not only sharing, listening to what others have to say, having conversations and learning new things. Now, Mercury is trine Pluto. So Mercury in Taurus, an Earth sign, tried Pluto in Capricorn. And when two things trine, they're in the same element, and it's very, very harmonious. They're very, very harmonious energies. So, this gives depth to communication. You can really, really ask the hard questions to find out the areas that of your life that need fixing and speaking to the unspeakable. It could be linked to, not because Mercury can be very, very surfacey and we can only understand so much. But then going down below to find out what is really, really going on. And words becoming and or adding more depth to words as well. And these are merely invitations as well. And so Pluto is about getting real. So getting real with ourselves and our mental state and our relationships. What areas need fixing? Now, Mercury is going to be retrograde in Taurus, May 22nd. Now, Saturn is going to join Mercury. Saturn square Mercury. So Saturn, the planet of discipline, squaring Mercury, the planet of communication. So, there could be limitations around Mercury-related matters. So, Mercury-related matters, signing contracts, that's sort of the aftermath of Mercury retrograde. So, it's very, very difficult for connections with others. There's probably more criticism, possibly, and so many other things concerning that. Thinking about our mental structures, the things that we want to achieve, and thinking about them, getting serious with them. What is going to work for the long term? And then we have the full moon in Sagittarius on June the 14th. And that's going to be a wonderful opportunity for learning new things, growing, travel, anything that's going to expand our horizons. So Gemini gives, the mind some more logic, and Sagittarius is that intuition as well. And because full moons are very big and loud, because the sun and moon are opposite, wolves howl during full moons. Express the emotion. Let the emotion out. Let the lion's energy come out as well. So, or let the centaurian energy come out in a way. So don't hold things in. It is not recommended because holding things in, continuing to suppress the emotions instead of expressing them or making peace with them, is only going to make it worse. So, thank you for tuning in.